7 лет. 7 лет – это стандартный диапазон памяти среднестатистичного интернет-пользователя. Интернет в целом – это микрокосмос человечества на стероидах. Чудовищный переизбыток информационного потока, чудовищный переизбыток информации и безумная динамика сети просто не оставляют пользователю никаких шансов запомнить хотя бы происходящее в течение этих 7 лет. Максимум. Кем бы ты известным сейчас не был, исчезни из сети на 7 лет и, вернувшись, обнаружишь, что тебя не помнит вообще никто, кроме совсем уж отдельных, очень-очень отдельных личностей. История повторяет себя, да и свято место пусто не бывает. Поскольку подавляющее число интернет-контента не является шибко замысловатым, то личности и пользователи оказываются впоследствии легко заменимыми. За 7 лет в сети меняется целое поколение. Вместе с ним некоторые люди, иерархии и системы. Некоторые вещи не меняются никогда. На днях мне попалась интересная интернет-капсула. Достаточно любопытный ролик представитель своего времени. История из одной далекой-далекой страны, одного любопытного человека. Обычному обитателю Рунета, сказанное в ролике, название, события, имена не будут ничего говорить. Но в этом и весь плюс. Ветер времени отфильтровал все ненужные вещи и представил перед нами саму суть. Не отвлекаясь ни на что, мы теперь можем увидеть весь смысл истории, такой, какая она есть. Так, друг мой и случайно забредший сюда обитатели интернета, я представляю вам ролик, изначально известный под названием «Наступающая буря. Часть 3. Синдром самозванца».
The Pretender Syndrome. What an interesting little name it is. This is Dr. Jim 81 Jim, here to tell you about the health concerns of this sick disease that seems to be everywhere on the goddamn internet. And boy, have I been waiting to do this fucking one. It's kind of a long story, but I'm going to sum it up really quick. Not that the other two videos in this series that I've done haven't been personal. I mean, I've had WMG fuck with my stuff on YouTube. I've met people with egos, but this one's personal to me because I fucking hate it. So here's my little story. Here's my little background before we jump into it. I was a member at a forum. I'm not going to name the forum, but I was a member there. Let's just say it was about anime. Anyway, people there were complete assholes, man. I fucking loved it. We were cunts. We were assholes to anybody who'd show up. You would come and you would post your intro thread, and we would tell you what a big faggot you were. We would call you a nigger and a kike and a spick. We were horrible people, man, and it was fucking great. I loved it. I loved that hatred. I loved the attitude of the people there. I loved just everything about it. It was a fucking great place. And for months this went on. New people would come in. We'd treat them like shit. But it wasn't necessarily that we're being dicks to be dicks. Well, we were. But there's another purpose to it. We were poking these people. That's how, that was how you got in. We poked you. Are you worthy to be a member here? And then one day it all came to an end. I had been a member there for 6 months. And then one day this member showed up from out of the blue and everything went to hell. And I had to leave. Long story short, some guy came and he made an intro thread, and just like usual, I went in there, I read it, and I can't remember it in complete detail, but he had mentioned he was Mexican. He mentioned he was Mexican and he liked anime. So I made some comment to the effect of, I've never heard of a Mexican who liked anime. Don't the DVD box cases weigh you down when you're trying to jump the fence to get into my country? A nice little nudge, a nice little poke to see how he'd react. Just like we'd done to every single person who'd come there before. When I showed up, my intro thread, I was called a fag, a nigger, a kike, and flamed to hell and back. But I dealt with it, and that's how I became a member. I mean, it was, it's a ritual. It's a baptism by fire. You can call it what you like, but that was the attitude. That was the custom there. But this new member who I'm going to call the Crying Red Faggot, because that actually is very close to what their username is, So anyway, crying red faggot who's been there for 3 days shows up and tells me I'm a naughty boy. I'm a horrible person for using such racist comments, and I should be punished. I should be spanked by the internet stick, by the internet police for being such a bad person. And what the hell happened? Well, 2 of the regular members showed up and actually sided with this person. So I figured, okay, I could throw a tantrum, I could freak out, or I could just leave. So I chose to leave, you know. I made a new signature for my account with, you know, a person cutting the wrist in the bathtub. It was like a morgue photo or something. And I put, you know, I permabanned myself on my account, and I contacted an admin and said, hey, can you ban the account so nobody can use it after I leave? And that was it. And, you know, God, that was like 8 months ago. I mean, it was, you know, a long time ago. Well, I happened to stumble onto this forum again. And it is just in tatters. You see, before I left, I had left a message basically saying, if you let this person come in here who's been here for 1 week, you know, like 3 days to 1 week, and let him or her, I don't know what it was, but him or her, dictate the terms of how regular members behave, this place is going to go to fucking hell. It is going to become a repository, a fucking haven of white knights, emos, and fags, and it is going to fuck the whole place up. And sure enough, when I show back up, right, I was like, wow, I haven't seen this place in a while. Half the regular members are gone. It is just, it's not the same place anymore. So I signed up for a new account, and lo and behold, the people who had stuck around agreed with me. They're like, yeah, this person fucked this place up. They ruined this place. They ruined what it was about. Well, how did they ruin it? Right? I mean, how did they get in there to ruin it? Ah, that's what brings us to the subject matter of the video. The pretender syndrome. We've seen these people everywhere. They are everywhere on the internet. They're a fucking plague. Spax is bad enough, right? But I will give Spax credit for the fact that he is a fuck-up in his own right. Spax may be a failure, but by God, Spax is Spax. He doesn't try to be somebody else. He's content at failing at being himself. And bravo to you, motherfucker. Bravo, Alexander, for being a failure in your own right. I respect that. I respect that more than people with this syndrome. I respect that more than people with pretender syndrome. Pretender syndrome exists everywhere, like I said. You'll see it on 4chan. It'll be a new fake. He'll come in and he won't understand what sauce means. There'll be a picture, a porno picture, whatever, you know, pick something somebody likes, whatever, and somebody will, you know, say sauce, you know. What's the source of this picture? This dipshit won't know what that means, but he'll regurgitate that word everywhere he goes. He'll use pedo bear, he'll use memes, he'll dance the dance, and he'll talk the talk, he'll lurk ad, and he'll read all the articles he can, and he'll build up this base of knowledge, and he'll act like he knows what the fuck he's doing. But the truth is he doesn't. He's never been there. He was there once. He just wants to seem like he knows what he's doing. That's what these people do. They come to a forum, they come to a website, and they pretend. They pretend they know the in-jokes. They pretend they know the memes. They pretend that they understand the culture. But they don't. They don't understand it. What they're seeking to do is use this knowledge like leverage. A bully pulpit. They think that if they can impress upon you, if they understand the subculture of whatever they're trying to emulate, that they have some kind of authority behind what they say. But they don't. What they do is they show up. They make an impact. They post and they talk and they talk and they talk and they talk. They'll accumulate thousands, 2,000, 3,000 posts in a month. They will regurgitate everything they've heard on any other site. And they will use that as leverage to bully older members. They will use that as leverage to divide a community. They pretend to understand what is going on. They pretend to grasp the culture. But it's only superficial. It's only on the surface. You can break it. You can completely cut right through it. If you ask them something of detail, they won't be able to answer it. Something of detail. Just something that they wouldn't know. It could be as simple as them saying they've been a regular on B forever, but then they use a capital letter when they're talking about it. It could be somebody who doesn't get the fact when you mention magazines that you're referring to something awful. But they don't get it. They don't understand what that, you know, how that relates. Because they don't understand the fucking joke. They don't get where it comes from. They are merely pretending. They are regurgitating what they've heard and what they've read, and they try to use that as leverage. So this faggot, the crying red faggot, is still there. He or she, I don't know what it is. They're still there. Hated by everybody, at least I think. I hope. God, I hope they're hated by everybody for what they've done. And they immediately start shit with me. Because, you know, I called them out on being what they were. And I called them out and I said, hey, I was right. You fucked this place into the ground. By your bullshit. They came in, and the first thing they did was they tried what they've seen on every other forum. They tried to be nice. And so they bullied me about being a racist evil bastard, even though that's how this place operates. Okay? Once I'm gone, and a bunch of other people leave as well over the, I guess from what I've read and what I've been able to find out, over the next couple of months, a lot of people left, right? They start to mimic the behavior of the people who are left, right? They don't have a personality of their own. That's always a problem with somebody who has the pretender syndrome. They aren't an actual person. They don't have defined characteristics about themselves. They don't have a personality or likes or dislikes. They will mimic what they see. They will pick the more popular or the more noticeable members of a group or a forum, a website, whatever, and they will mimic them because they think by emulating those people that they somehow now have the authority those people do. What they don't understand is it's a hierarchy. It's first come, first serve. It is seniority based. The longer the longer you belong to something, the more seniority you have there. These people don't understand that. They think that they can cut to the front of the line basically by doing this, by regurgitating this stuff. And it's horrible. They're everywhere. I swear to God. You cannot go somewhere and not see somebody try to throw some 4chan reference out or talk about something they don't fucking know. But they will stick to it. They will stick to it so hard because they want you to believe that lie. They want you to believe the hype, the bullshit, the drama. They repeat it and they regurgitate it and they mimic it, and it's fucking sickening. Now, why do they want to jump to the front of the line? Like I said, most places are based on a seniority structure. The longer you're there, the more authority you have, the more weight you carry. Because the community sees it as a dedication or a devotion or as you putting an effort out to be a part of the group. You've earned the respect. You've earned the right to be heard. These people, however, don't want to go through that process. It's like gloating without an accomplishment. They want the reward, they want the praise, but they don't want to put the work in. So they seek to undermine other people and cut off the older members of a group and, create their own little miniature following. Like, oh, look, I know what this means, and haha, I get the in-joke, and, I'm a part of you guys, and once they weasel their way in there, they fuck the community into the ground. And they are everywhere. I mean, you will see them everywhere. I guarantee that if you think about it, you can picture the person I'm talking about. You've run into the person. You've been a member somewhere for a long time, and you've seen this person come in. And don't misunderstand me. I'm not talking about, somebody who has a penchant for spamming. I don't give a shit if you want to post 5,000, times in a day. Knock yourself out. That's not necessarily a criteria to be somebody who has a syndrome. It's just kind of their MO, It's one of the things they do. Like I said, they pretend to know what they're talking about. They try to get themselves out there as much as they can, and they seek to divide a community. And this person has. This person has ruined this place. And I look forward to crushing them. I look forward to driving them off and to trying to restore that place to what it was. Now, I know a lot of you might be thinking, well, God, I've seen your videos before, and I saw the SPAC stuff, and I've seen some of your game LPs or whatever, and, you seem like quite an asshole when you're talking about this place and how you treat other people. Of course. That's the point. That's what this place was. We were assholes. We were dicks. That was the great part about this. You have to understand that each place on the internet has its own rules and its own way of operating. And if you want to be a part of that, if you want to be a member of that group, of that culture, you need to adapt. You need to earn your way in by following the rules, by understanding how it is people act there, and by being able to understand that just because you act a certain way on one forum or on one site does not mean that you necessarily have to carry that over to every place that you go. That's another thing these people don't understand. They think that 4chan is 4chan everywhere. They think that something awful is something awful everywhere. They will take all these little tidbits of knowledge that they have and they will apply them in full force on the, on the worst or in the worst possible situation that they can. They will go to a My Little Pony forum and talk about, talk about Boxy. Nobody what do people on a My Little Pony forum want to talk about Boxy for? They don't even know who the fuck that is. But these people have this idea that, like, the internet is so interconnected that everybody gets a joke. They don't understand the whole principle of a subculture, of the uniqueness that a group gets by creating its own identity, by creating its own way of interacting and its own jokes, and it's just its own everything, its own unique, je ne sais quoi. But these fuckers, they take it and they pollute it and they throw it out everywhere and they try to bombard people with it, and they create this false sense. It is the person who will claim to be a hacker and doesn't know how to fucking write script. It's the person who will say they're a troll, but they've never done it. It's a person who says they've gone to the Chans, but they only know the one that starts with the number 4. It's a person who says they're a member of something awful, but doesn't know you have to pay a membership fee. It's that kind of person. And they are everywhere, and they're ever prevalent. They're like an avalanche of failure. You can't fight it. The louder you yell, the stronger the avalanche gets. It bombards, it descends upon you. There's nothing you can do. It consumes you. And it pushes you away, and it pushed me away. It pushed me away off the site because I figured, okay, they've won. They've won. And the only way that I can salvage this situation is to walk away and let what happens there happen. And it did, and it happened, and it ruined the place. And that sucks because, like I said, I liked that place. I liked the way the people were. I liked the attitude. It was a fun place to go. But this person came in and they fucked it up. They fucked it up probably like they fucked every other place they've gone to up. That's the one final point these people don't get, though. That to be a part of anything, you need to earn your way in. And most of the time, after you've earned your way in, you need to show a dedication by actually supporting that community in whatever way that might be. Usually, generally, it's by sticking around. It's by the amount of time you've put into that place. That's what they don't understand. That's what they don't get. They want all the accolades, they want all the glory, all the praise, but they don't want to earn it. And it's that kind of shit that ruins a place. Because what they do is they piss over the people who have earned it. They drive those people away, and they ruin what made that place great. All right, they drive away the people who post well. They drive away the people who are funny. They drive away the people who know shit and where to find shit. They drive them away to other places. And they kill that community that used to be so great. That community that you loved, that you fucking loved. They kill it. And this person, this crying red faggot, and I really hope they do get to see this because they're going to know who they are. Because like I said, the username, it's a play off of their username. There's no way you can mistake it. If you happen to see this video, crying red faggot, you are what's wrong with the internet. You and your ilk are what's wrong with the internet. Spax is bad enough, but you, my friend, suck. And I'm going to look forward to driving you off of that forum. And I'm going to win. I'm going to get your ass cast out of there, like the leper that you are. And your pestilence and your bullshit can go with you. Take it back to DeviantArt. Take it back to the My Little Pony forum, motherfucker. We don't want you there. You're not welcome there. Go the fuck away. And next time you try to use an hero, use it properly, you stupid fuck.
Чем все закончилось, это не столь важно, поскольку это было так давно, что уже все равно. А суть осталась неизменной. Отчаянный задрот мстит поверхностно относящемуся к его ценностям человеку путем главной силы всех задротов, недоступной поверхностным людям, настойчивости и посвящению. Подобное происходило, будет происходить, и сейчас где-то точно происходит. История на все века. В общем, 7 из 10. В чем же добрым молодцам урок? Но если вкратце, то самость важна, ибо самозванцы спокойно и свободно оперируют всеми, у кого нет своей самости. А самозванцы с самостью в быту именуются мошенниками. Что один из главных конфликтов интернета – это посвящение излишнее против неоправданной поверхностности. Это можно найти тоже практически везде. Что интернет и его субкультура взаимосвязаны, хоть совсем не так, как людям это кажется. Ну и аниме говно.